Another new feature, a part of Qualer version 2.9, is having multiple work order flows. Users can now create multiple work order flows and link them to work context. Previous versions of Qualer allowed only one work order flow per order type. Now let's walk through creating multiple service workflows by first clicking Administration, then Service Workflows. There will always be a default service workflow, which is the flow that a work order will be defaulted to if a custom flow is not selected upon creating a new work order. To add a new flow, click New. Next, we'll input a name. This name will show in the selection list of a given work order. The active checkbox makes the service workflow usable. Otherwise, to leave it in a draft state, deselect the box. Next is the priority option. If the assets on the order have multiple flows applied, one can be set as the priority or default above another. This is very important since the workflows happen automatically when creating an order based upon the asset, site, and certain client conditions. Next, we have the work context field, which will allow you to identify or link a given work context to the given flow. We'll talk more about workflows, work context in a little bit. And then you have the option to copy the current workflow, which will just copy the given options already applied to the various status on the flow. Once you're done with all of your settings, we're going to click Save. Now to review and make modifications to the flow that we created, click the drop down and then click on the name that you just made. Now for all of these given statuses, you can click on the given status and determine if you should skip it, require it with affirmation, or require with password verification. Now let's go to a work order to see where you can make the selection of given service workflows. So the applied workflow will be displayed right here below the master template selection. If you click the workflow name, you can select from the available options. If you manually select the workflow in the way that I just did, it will take effect starting on the next status of the order. So for this particular workflow, we made scheduling skip, but since scheduling is currently the status of the order, it will then follow the recording statuses once we move this onto the next stage. Now let's discuss work context. Work context can be created and modified in the operation settings within administration. So once we're on operation settings, we're going to click into the work context tab. In short summary, a work context is a way to identify a set of circumstances based upon asset, site, and client information. Once a work context is created, it can be assigned to a given service workflow. So to add a context, we're going to just click Add Context, give it a name, and then add different aspects of the context to create the given criteria. So if we click on this drop-down list, it gives you the various options that you can create an aspect for. And then we have the rule column where it just applies specific logic to how this field of information should correlate to given values. And then you can select or input the given values as you see fit. So in this example, if the asset class equals or is in capital, then this work context should be applied. If we put that in the context of our workflows and I'm just going to click edit to edit our given workflow, and now apply a context. The urgent context is if the asset class equals capital. So if there's an asset on a work order that has the class equal to capital, then this given set of or this given workflow would then be applied.